This is a story of a teacher. He doesn't live in this country. Like normal people, anyone who gets a good report card will be happy because it is considered an indication of smart students. However, during this pandemic, parents have to think twice about thinking their children are smart, even though the grades listed on the report card are good. Hopefully, this story can provide new insights for you, as well as add information on how teachers give grades to students. So please pay attention. In simple language, in giving grades, the teacher evaluates all aspects. In terms of subjects, there are three elements that are assessed, namely cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Three aspects. Cognitive means the intelligence of child's brain in digesting the material received from the teacher. Included in this realm are the ability to memorize and daily test scores. Many people say this relates to the measure of each child's IQ. The more measures of IQ, the smarter he is. We can do an IQ test by registering with institutions engaged in this field. Affective assessment relates to the appreciation, feelings, or emotion of students towards a subject. The point is related to emotional intelligence or EQ. Cognitive ability testing is very easy to detect in language subjects. For example, when children go forward to practice dialogue using English, the teacher will assess how the intonation and appreciation of students in demonstrating the dialogue. Another example is Islamic religious studies. Whether or not the children is solemn in practicing prayer is one indicator of affective ability. So it is different indicator. As the name suggests, psychomotor is closely related to physical movements. The subject of sport is the field of study that is most easily used to assess psychomotor aspects. In addition, the teacher also assesses students during the learning process. Independent and group assignments, midterm and end of semester test scores. The value is then processed in such a way using a certain formula so that it becomes a report card value. Pay close attention to the points that are assessed by the teacher above. Then compare with current condition, or follow critically the following simple analysis. During the pandemic, teaching and learning activities were mostly carried out using the distant learning model. Then how can teachers carry out process assessments if the learning process in the classroom is very rarely done? Teachers also cannot measure students' affective and psychomotor abilities because they have never witnessed students performing. The only thing that the teacher can assess is the child's cognitive ability based on the results of the midterm assessment and final semester assessment. Even though it is unusual for students to do this test questions at home. Because it is done at home, of course, they can freely open books, access Google, or ask anyone to find the correct answers to these questions. So, a good grade is not at all this indication that the student is clever. See? So, how do teachers determine grades? The teachers only make estimates based on the student's track record when face-to-face learning was taking place. Teachers usually already know which students are the smartest and the lowest grades. Then the range of the highest and lowest scores is made, and what is the value? The score of children whose average ability will be made equal, or if necessary will be differentiated based on the acquisition of final semester test scores. For students of class 7 and class 10 who incidentally are new students and the teacher does not yet know their academic abilities, the teacher really has to work harder. Like it or not, these educators must check their grades one by one. So, if there are children who have good report cards with the distant learning model, then don't be too proud, because that is not a sign of smart child. It is natural for children to have good grades because almost all assignments and tests are done from their respective homes. They are free to open anything and ask anyone to do the test. Plus, now schools are competing to raise the minimum completeness criteria. It is the lowest score that a student must achieve for a particular subject if he is to be declared complete for that subject. In the past, the value of 6 or 60 was complete. Now the lowest completeness criteria average is 75. Previously, a score of 75 was considered a good value, but now the value is the least. It is enough for now. My story about the good report cards is not an indicator of smart student based on the facts in the field and the teacher's story. Not all of them are like this, but most are so. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe this channel. Bye-bye.